Welcome back to the Nickel and Dime Football Show. Thank you for being with us for yet another season, gloriously ready in just about 8 weeks. And we are coming to you live, well, not live to you, but live to us with this season preview of the NFC South. And who better to bring it in with the intro than your boy, the champion, Drew Harrison, still on the ones and twos. Look out for us, baby. Nickel and dime season. Let's get it done.
It is 2021 season preview time. Sean, you get to gloat. That precedent's there already. You know, we got to start with the champs. It's what we did last year. So why would we break tradition in our second year? We got to start with the champ again. Champion.
Listen, man, I was glad to see it come through on the text when you was like, well, we can kick it off with the champs. I was like, well, that's great. Like, I already got a lot of background that we need to talk about. But boys got a lot of questions to answer, just like everybody else does. It's a new season. They're bringing everybody back, so we'll see how they do. You know what I'm saying? It's a new season, man. Well, it's a new season.
Well, good. It is a new season. We're 9 weeks away, so thus we are going to begin our team and division breakdown. Bringing you each division team by team each week up until we do a big old fantasy football draft season prediction show, and then we'll kick it into week one. So we're just a little over 2 months away there. A little 2 months, 2 months away to some football.
I cannot wait. I mean, it's almost like I've done so many summer activities that you almost forget about it. And then once the summer activities start to die down, you're like, oh, damn, football is right around the corner, baby.
Yeah. All right, well, before we get into our first division and our first team, I got a little housekeeping notes for you.
Housekeeping?
We're watching a little bit of the match, and that I can't help but think, not only is this so boring because it's golf, but also, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be on a football field anytime soon. So, just wanted to keep y'all updated. Still no Aaron Rodgers returning to football.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about that, Drew, is like you said the match is going to be boring, but I bet a lot of people watch it because this might be the last time you see Aaron Rodgers for quite some time.
Yes.
So, you might want to get it in before Shailene locks him down there. You know, Shailene Woodley.
That's still weird to me, man. Okay.
It is a little weird. It is a little weird.
Have no fear. The number one pick, Trevor Lawerence, has signed his rookie contract, $36.8 million.
Yeah, a lot of guarantees. Apparently, I hadn't seen the full details of the contract, Drew, but it's a lot of different things going on pay-wise than most other rookie contracts. From what I hear, from what I understand, is very unique in terms of that. But I think it's like 36, maybe like 24, 26, something like that guaranteed with some extras in there. So
that sounds nice.
It does. Nice. Sounds very nice.
You know what sounds awkward, though, is wide receiver Josh Gordon has once again filed for reinstatement.
Here we go with this again.
Is he going to make it? Are they? At what point they're like, no?
That's what I'm saying. Or I would imagine that if he is putting it out there like that, he has to at least be getting some sort of interest from teams. Like somebody's like, yeah, we'll probably, he has to have a pulse that he has a market out there, right? I would imagine.
Yeah. He should go to Tampa Bay. Y'all don't have any receivers or anything.
I mean, he could sit on the bench. I mean, in case somebody get injured. We had some injuries last year. Only reason they decided to sign AB. So, that's how it's got to be. I'm ready. Can't deny the talent, though.
One team that also does not have any need for any wide receivers, Cowboys, they officially get Hard Knocks this year.
Oh, my God. Drew, can it get more boring than the Cowboys? Like, I think
how many minutes into the first episode do we get the hip from Dak. They got to cut to that like immediately.
Yeah, definitely. Matter of fact, I was watching something else the other day, and somebody was doing like a little hip thrust, and I was like, "Oh, they doing the Dak Prescott!" Like,
they doing
so that's
the
now
Dak Prescott.
It's now officially the Dak Prescott.
I like to think he uses that motion to walk into every room that he walks into.
Yeah,
I like to think he's like, ah.
Do you think he can do? Because Dak is kind of a dapper guy. Do you think he can do that in like a fitted suit? Can he still do the hip thrust the way he needs to?
Oh, he has to.
I mean?
He has to be able to.
Yeah, it's probably. And you know what? It's probably because it's tailored, so it fits him exactly the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
You know,
and that's the first thing he does when he gets that new suit on. He's got to do the check, make sure it's.
That's the check. That's probably how it all started. He was like, you know what, this will translate to the football field.
These pants feel a little off.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, something else that's a little off. Washington football team fined $10 million, and Dan Snyder is off the day-to-day. That's their punishment from all these allegations and investigations of just years and years of just ugh.
I think what was kind of crazy is that people had a lot of takes on this, and it was like $10 million when you think about it is kind of not really a lot of money to an organization that's worth billions of dollars. So that was the consensus take. I am not going to differ from that. Like, if you really want to prove a point, draft picks out the wazoo, something that can hurt them on the field.
If anything, like, I love that they said Dan Snyder had to get off the day-to-day, so he just named his wife co-CEO.
Right.
Like, big old Band-Aid on that one.
Yeah. Now, if she really wanted to make a power move, this would be the time.
Right. I hope she does this for her. I hope she's like, yeah, honey, whatever you want.
Right. Now's the time. Look, I mean, if that's what's going on in the organization, who's to say that it's not going on in the home? That's all I'm saying. I'm here for it. I hope she wins. Patriots wide receiver Harry formally requests a trade. Doesn't want to be on Belichick's team no more. Listen, man, talking about wide receivers knowing that they have a market, what is the market like for that guy? I'm sorry, but and Drew, this was a guy who had a lot of hype coming out, right? Like, he goes to the Patriots. They think it's going to be a perfect marriage because they needed a receiver at the time. And he was not it. And N'Keal Harry was not it. Like, I'm sorry. And that was a highly touted receiver class. I think he came out same class as DK. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was up there with them. So it just ain't it. He does have the cachet, the talent, I guess, coming out. So somebody will take a flyer on him. But, like, go ahead and don't impress in training camp. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'd like to see him land in, like, Oakland or something. I mean, Las Vegas. I still got to get used to that. The slip of the tongue.
That sounds, Drew, actually, that sounds about right. Because,
I mean, they still need receivers. You know what I mean? Give the guy a chance.
They do. Drew, I talk about giving somebody their flowers while they are here. Take that. Let that be a lesson to y'all. Drew, if y'all have not noticed on this show, Drew is very good at placing free agent fits.
I got a GM job open. What's up?
That is a historical trend that I have noticed throughout the time on this show, and we will give people their flowers. You do it well. Now, whether or not they listen to you, that's not on us. You know what I'm saying? That's not on us.
Just put it
like
out
and subscribe. There. Like and subscribe to get this info. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying. I appreciate you, Sean. Thank you. Well, let's get into it.
Let's do it. NFC South. Yeah,
it wouldn't be an NFC South show if I didn't wear my authentic Keyshawn Johnson jersey. One and done with the Panthers. That's my dude.
Yeah.
He retired a Panther. That's all that matters to me. He retired.
Yeah. I will say, talk about Keyshawn, man. He is he's very impartial, like, for the most part. Aside from, like, the Lakers and the Dodgers, he's more of an LA guy than he is anybody else. Like, that's how you know Keyshawn was really a professional who didn't care who he played for. He just happened to get a championship with Tampa Bay. That's how I really feel about it. Because he don't really, like, he talks about it, but he don't really identify with the Bucs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you were to put him with a team, like, what do you most remember him from?
I of course am going to remember him from the Super Bowl because he, came in, got traded. We traded first round picks, all that stuff. So like, it seems like he would be one of those guys to Tampa Bay fans as a collective, but he's really not. He's not that guy. And it's like, it's the same from him. So it was a free agent acquisition that happened to work out in the best way possible.
Gotcha. Because, I'll forever remember him as a Carolina Panther opposite Steve Smith, and I thought it was a match made in heaven. And we went and drafted a guy named Jarrett that we thought was the second coming of Keyshawn. Before he got on the field, and he was bust.
Yes.
He was a bust.
Yeah, he did. He didn't do it for y'all. I remember when y'all drafted him, too. I was like, oh, damn, they about to have 3 receivers that could do it. And
then we cut Keyshawn, or we waived Keyshawn.
Yeah. Yep. And that was it.
Well,
so
speaking of disappointments, let's kick it off. Yeah. In that first team, the Atlanta Falcons. They went 4-12 last year and did not make the playoffs. Surprisingly, 4 wins. You would have thought.
Right.
The big news out of Atlanta this year, drafting possibly the best the player in the draft, no matter what position. Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, man. I'm very excited to see what that offense looks like. But if we're going to look at their roster as a whole, I want to know how, like everybody else, how Matt Ryan is going to do without Julio Jones. That's the number one question. That's the number one question to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's Calvin Ridley's team now.
Yep.
Can he be a number one?
I was going to ask you the same question. That put it this way. In his favor, he has played a lot of games without Julio. Julio's been off injured.
You're right.
And he has produced as the number one.
He's shined out.
He has produced as a number one, but the problem is now for him, to his detriment, he's also going to have to face that every week. And it might not be on the fly. Everybody's going to be preparing for him as the number one. So, does the Kyle Pitts show help that man, take a little bit of pressure off that man?
It has to. They still got Hurst too, right? Still got Hayden Hurst.
Do they have Hayden Hurst? They do have Hayden Hurst. They need to, and I think they really do want to run a 2 tight end set, because when they drafted Kyle Pitts and kept him, I thought when they drafted him, I thought that might have been the end of Hayden Hurst, even though he had sort of been on the upswing in that offense, Drew. But they drafted him. I'm like, okay, it's just a 1 tight end offense, but they kept him around. So,
why not? Because they got another low-key, fantastic offseason pickup. They got Mike Davis, who did wonders for us last year. So more tight ends in the game, more blocking. I say do it. The Falcons have that makeup. If Ridley can be a guy, and what is their other receiver? Gage?
Russell Gage, yeah.
Yeah. If he can be on the other side and be consistent, they have the potential to have one of those offenses where you don't know who's going to get the ball.
Potentially, if it works right. And Drew, I think that's a question of the offensive line, though. What are they going to do? Are they going to allow them time to not only get those passes off if it's still a down-the-field offense, but also, are they going to pave the way for a Mike Davis-led running game? And you may have sold me on it just a second ago because you saw Mike Davis every week. You probably hold that man in a lot higher regard than I do, but I know he's a good running back.
It could have been a one and done. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right.
I'm not gonna be surprised either way, because the talent's there. But like you said, that line's got to be a big thing for them. But he was a big old crutch that we leaned on when CMC was out.
Yeah. Well, and that's the crazy thing about it is, so you have that history there. And I know he's a good running back. I think what's kind of more interesting, and I wanted to note this too. Cordell Patterson is listed as the backup RB on this team right now. So that means, is Cordell Patterson going to be involved in this offense more so than You know,
that Swiss Army knife. Every team's looking for that Swiss Army knife now.
True. But I feel like he hasn't really gotten a fair shake. Maybe with the Bears the last couple years because they had nobody. You know what I'm saying?
And what did they use? They handed the ball off.
They handed him the ball. Yeah. So
maybe the Falcons, saw that and were like, well, maybe he's a running back. So maybe this is his first year to actually be a running back.
Yeah, and if he wants to try running back, good on him. Because as a receiver, maybe not the best. But now if you put him at a running back. Now his hands don't look that bad, though. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's elusive. That's his thing. That's his game.
Yeah, for a big guy too. For a big guy, yeah, I like that. So, that answer honestly that took care of a lot of my questions. But we gotta talk about the defense though, and that was the linchpin for them last year. Like they couldn't stop anybody, Drew. They couldn't stop anybody.
They get a safety in the second round of the draft, but did they build on this defense? Did they get anybody in on the defense?
And to kind of put it in reference though, Drew, is I wrote this down. Out of 11 starters on defense, they have 3 guys that I might take, and that's not saying much.
Might. My man said might.
Right? They have 3 guys, and AJ Terrell is a young guy, and he's the third. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
he was really the only name that I recognized, to be honest with you.
Well, they still got Grady Jarrett, and they have Deion Jones, but that's it, bro. That's it. And then AJ Terrell. That's it. So what are they going to do?
So they're going to give up points, is what you're saying.
This is what it is.
Well, let's look at the schedule. What does the schedule look like for you?
All right, so. Drew. I'm looking at it now, man. Tell me what you got. Tell me what you got.
I looked at it the other day, and I think they can win if Kyle Pitts is as advertised, and the offensive line can hold up a little bit, and they catch some of these teams off guard. I got them surprising some people and winning 3 out of the first 7.
Okay, all right. 3 out of the first 7, and they got an early bye though. That's the crazy.
That's the thing. They got week 7 bye. That doesn't. Ugh. But if they can go in 3-3, that makes them feel a little bit better.
All right. Okay. So and then we got to add in the extra game here. So I'm looking at the schedule right now, and I'm writing it down. Peek behind the curtain here, writing it down. I'm about halfway through, and then I'll have a couple notes for you. Let's see. That's an L. That's a W. L. W. L and L. So let's count them up. I got them boys going 7-10, my guy. I got them boys going 7-10.
My dude, I got them going 7-10.
Let's go. I'm sorry. I didn't actually do the win-loss. I did that live, but I'm telling you, honestly, when you look at it, it doesn't look particularly difficult as a whole. But
just think they could be 3-4 heading into that run of Saints, Cowboys, Patriots, where depending on the struggles of the other team, they can win 2 of those 3 games.
They could, but I'm having, and that's the thing is I'm having a hard time with the defense though. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
Defense can't, right? And
I'm basically thinking this offense is just going to outscore a lot of teams.
They're going to have to. And that's the thing is they can do it, which is why you get 7 wins. A couple things go their way, they might be able to do it. And that's the thing is that's what I wrote down. They play a lot of teams that have talented offenses, almost as talented as theirs, if not slightly more or less. So a lot of offensive shootouts for the Falcons. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. All right, next up, we got my Carolina Panthers. They went 5-11 last year. Did not make the playoffs, even though I petitioned the league for that 8th team. I had an interesting offseason. Not gonna lie to you. Couple of pieces fell in old Carolina.
Yeah. I mean, Drew, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I think like you kind of been getting that going into, this season preview here. Like the last couple of shows, I've been kind of more on the positive side of the Panthers, man, and like their OL.
It's a good time.
Yeah, their offensive. It's a good time for a team who just won 5 games last year. You know what I'm saying? And hadn't really been that team since 2015, 2016. So
the year we don't talk about.
Looking at it right now, like I said, the offensive line looks like it could be stout. Got to stay healthy. RBs.
Finally, we paid some attention.
You've been asking
to the
for
offensive line.
You've been asking for it.
Why was that so hard?
Yeah, it looks markedly better from what y'all have been putting out there. Running backs and wide receivers look stout. Wide receivers at least 3 deep. Drew,
I'm excited to see Marshall. Jr. What a great second-round pick.
It was a good second-round pick. It was a good pick.
Even if he doesn't pan out, just enough to kick the tires on a ridiculously talented wide receiver in the second round.
You want to know, though, like, I definitely – who was David Moore? Who was David Moore? Like, who was that guy? It's like a fifth year guy, right? David Moore. He's your starting third wide receiver on the depth chart. Yeah, right now.
Isn't he from the Seahawks?
I think he must be a free agent or something like that. I saw that he must have came over because that's what his picture is.
Yeah, he made his name a few years when like Lockett and who's that other receiver the Seattle had for forever. Oh,
it's going to irk me.
Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin, that's right. Yeah, Doug Baldwin. How do we
There was
forget
a few
that
games
guy?
that one of those guys was hurt and Moore stepped up. So like Moore's got some games.
I do kind of remember him.
Yeah.
They just kept him on the roster, huh? Like for years until they didn't.
He showed up. He had some big catches over the years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember. Like very low key underrated, but now he gets the chance to shine, kind of do his thing as a okay, all right, okay. I know who you're talking about now, but good.
Another low key underrated, real quick in the passing game. I love our tight end pickup with Arnold. Dan Arnold. So many names this year that I'm gonna have to get right.
Yeah, we'll see how he pans out. That's another guy. So maybe it could be a good free agent pickup. What I'm most excited about for this team, your running back room looks Christian McCaffrey and Chuba Hubbard. Chuba, however
I'm so excited for Chuba Hubbard.
Now, looking on the other side of it though, Drew, the defense the starters look stout. Like they look like they could do a couple of things. I mean, Hassan Reddick's got to continue to ascend. Yep.
And so glad Perryman's in at middle linebacker and Whitehead is out. That might be our best offseason move, period.
That was a wash last year, picking him up. Ooh. That was a horrible move, but at least you cut your losses though. You know what I'm saying? Like at least you cut your losses. But Shaq Thompson, Denzel Perryman, Jermaine Carter, solid linebacking core. Drew, I gotta ask the question, bro. What is this the make or break year for Derrick Brown to solidify himself?
Yeah, I think as long as he's showing development, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're asking him to go out and be a superstar because that's Burns' job. You know what I mean? And now he's got Reddick on the other side of him. Like, that's going to be huge. And, you got to think Gross Matos is going to figure in somewhere in there. Like, I think he's just got to play well. Like good enough. We'll take good enough. Right.
Yeah. And maybe him being surrounded with a little bit more talent helps him out in that regard as well. So it doesn't have to be all on him like it was maybe the first year. I think we
finally got some veterans in there to like we have the young talent, but with AJ Bowie and Reddick coming in there and Perryman, I think we're going to see if those guys can be that veteran leadership that these young guys probably needed the last few years.
Well, and talking about stepping up, bro, the same question goes for Dante Jackson too. Which Dante Jackson are we going to get this year? Like, I
can't answer that.
Yeah,
I wish I could, but I don't know.
And that kind of goes kind of a long way for them because he is the starting corner. I mean, you got Rashawn Melvin in there, good backup.
Pride,
could be a
Pride
starter.
Can get some rotations in there.
Right. How long is Bouye suspended?
2 games, I think.
Okay, so that ain't bad. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. We have to ask the question, Drew. This is the Darnold countdown. It is the Darnold countdown. All eyes are on his progress within the system.
I'm excited, man. Like, we gave the guy a chance. He's either going to reward us with great play or he's going to be our ticket to getting a better quarterback in the draft next year.
Yeah, that's about as simple as you can put it right there. You know what I'm saying? What else are you excited about for your boys, man?
I'm like you said, the running back room. It's going to be so good to see CMC on the field again. Like I hope he gets some more time in the slot as a receiver. I think that's why I was kind of bummed we let Mike Davis go because I thought we were going to try to get both of them on the field at the same time. But we still can do that with Hubbard. So I'm excited to see what in the world, if everyone can stay healthy, what Brady and this offensive team can do. You know what I mean? Yep. Like if Darnold can figure something out, like I know it's a new first-year quarterback, but we get an off season, so
yes, you do.
Kind of want to see where they got cooked up, man.
For a young team, that can be very, very good. Not like I just got 2 more questions for you. We'll stick with that and then go back to the defense, of course. And if you got some more notes for your boys, get it out there, man. It's your time. It's your time, baby. It's your time. All right. So the first question is this: we just talked about Sam Darnold, right? We just talked about Sam Darnold. If progress is not going as well as it should, which happens from time to time, right? Like it just sometimes it doesn't work out. Are the Panthers an organization that would smoke screen that away, or would they address the situation head on, like if it ain't going the way it needs to be?
From what I've gathered with this administration so far, is that I think Rule and his coaches stick up for their players publicly. I think they don't want to show face. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're going to throw anybody on their bus or say anyone's performing badly or anything like that.
Right.
But they've also shown that they do take measures to move on from you if you're not performing to where they want you to. So I can see Rule being like, we're completely behind our quarterback. He's our guy. And then in the war room being like, who the hell are we drafting?
In October.
I can see, he seems like a really good coach. He brings his guys with him. You know what I mean? You can tell by how many Temple players we have on the roster.
That's true.
So I think he's very loyal, but he definitely will do what it takes to win.
That's good. I mean, like, I can see that, but that honestly has kind of been playing out that way, the way that he's been running the team that way, and that's why I think there's been a lot of roster turnover, you know what I'm saying, so far in his tenure, to be honest with you. So,
yeah. And I think we're going to start seeing some more consistency. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially on defense. I think we're going to keep a lot of those guys for a while, I hope.
All right, let's get it done. I guess my last question, Drew, is like, and back to the defensive side, man, but I haven't really heard anything coming from J.C. Horn, man. So it's going to be, I mean, it's looking like he is entrenched as the starter, bro. It's trial by fire. Is he ready to sink or swim? And like, what have you heard thus far before the season comes up?
I mean, I'm hearing the normal, he looks great, he looks good, he looked fantastic. Right. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to say our first-round pick looks rough already, you know what I mean?
Right,
but like, I believe it, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's as advertised. Like, he's got the pedigree. His dad was a hell of a player. So I'm excited until proven otherwise. You know what I mean? So I think if you go that high with a cornerback, they got to start day one. You know what I mean? Like that's our first round pick.
Yeah,
so
they should,
I think throw him in there, see what happens.
Yeah.
But I have faith that he's going to be a good player.
All right. Well, I mean, I think so too, man. But I hadn't really heard reports. That's one thing. Like, you kind of, even as a fan, like, if you can't go to training camp and you can't see the practices, you really got to find good sources who are going to give you a good idea of which players are struggling and which players are not. Because like you'll get a lot of smoke screen and a lot of BS out there. So you got to sift through it, figure it out.
That's why you come to Nickel and Dime for your official news.
We're gonna give it to you. If you're bad, you bad. Like you might need to do something. Something else.
Hey, save it for the Saints time. All right. Let's look at the schedule. Because I have gone over the schedule a few times now, and I mean, of course, I'm buying high right now. I think my win-loss projection is going to make you think, A, I'm stupid, or B, I'm a genius with ridiculously accurate insight.
All right. Well, what you got?
I've got them going 10-7.
10-7. All right. Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Where do you think the hardest part of their schedule is? You know what I'm saying?
The Jets week 1. From a storyline standpoint, and I hope we can beat them before they get good standpoint. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then after the Jets, we got the Saints, Texans, Cowboys, Eagles, Vikings. I think we can win some of those games.
I definitely think you can win some of those games. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing this on the fly. I'm looking at the schedule right now, writing down these L's and dubs. And I'm just going with gut right here. I'm at the Arizona game, Sunday, November 14th. I'm at that game. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm truly worried about playing Tampa Bay and Buffalo. But other than that, I think we have a chance to beat the rest of our schedule.
I mean, but this is the problem, man. Like, I definitely wrote these notes down, and I'll give it to you in just a second, because I just don't know, bro. I just don't
That's fair.
know.
That's fine. That's okay.
That's
fine.
All right, so wait.
I know 10-7 is a bold prediction. I'm just saying.
I'm going to change that one game. All right, so, let me count it up. I got y'all going 7-10. I got y'all going 7-10.
Flip-flop.
I got
the flippy flop.
Yeah, I got y'all going 7-10.
That's probably 3, more realistic.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I got y'all going. And you want to know what it is, bro? It's because this team, I feel like y'all can get a lot of momentum. Like you said, that their schedule it is pretty hard when you look at it. But I think that this team is ready to contend, and for me, that last 4 games is brutal. That December schedule, at Buffalo versus Tampa Bay, at New Orleans, at Tampa Bay to close the season out.
We'll already have 10 wins by then. It's fine.
Well, that's the hope. If you can, honestly, if y'all can come into the season and get those early wins. Not only that, but by the time you get to that point in the schedule, you're already a way confident team. So some of those definite L's might be you might need to look out for this team. And these aren't easy dubs. It's not easy dubs. So what is Carolina going to give you? You know what I'm saying? Leading up to that is the question.
'Tis the question. Well, our next team, you already know what you're getting with them, because they did the insane thing and brought all of their starters back. So, Sean, do you have an idea of who our next team might be?
Yeah, I mean, I know you see it. It's the team that is throwing boat parades and tossing Lombardi trophies. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby. We are back, and I know it seems like y'all a little tired of it already. And I guess the problem is that it's just the only reason people are tired of it is because it's just a continuation of Tom Brady. I feel like this is any other quarterback, it'd be fine.
That's fair.
Might have a little bit more love, but people just hate Tom Brady.
I do.
But he got us a chip. So
I hate him so much.
Cheers to you, Tom. Cheers to you.
No, he just
I love it.
Came to Tampa Bay because y'all are red and he wanted to wear his red hat and not get yelled at. That's all.
I mean, it looks good on the man. I just like that he knows what looks good on him. You got to appreciate that. Nah, man, so
the first question I have for you. the first question with your draft. Did y'all need another linebacker?
Yes, actually we did. We did need another linebacker, but so Tryon's definitely going to play edge. He is going to play edge. Edge linebacker, however you want to.
Well, I mean, it's Tampa Bay, so your linebackers are your defensive end, or your linebackers.
Right.
Who cares?
Exactly. Right. But JPP is getting up there in age, man. He's 32. Shaq Barrett, also an older defensive end.
Oh,
yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. As far as NFL years, it's up there in age. But we needed a young guy to come in with some some juice. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but both of those guys, Shaq and JPP, make a lot of money right now. So you got to get a youth movement there as well for when this run might end. You know what I mean?
And it's football; it will end at some point.
Got to ride this shit out, man. Got to ride it out. Ride it out.
If things didn't end, we'd still have the Legion of Boom in Seattle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. I mean, the Bucs, honestly, the Bucs are too deep at 20 of 22 positions. And the only one that are really questionable, especially if injuries hit Drew, in my opinion, is quarterback. Obviously, that's number one. Cornerback is the other one, though.
What are you talking about? You got your boy. You got your guy. You got your guy to come in and back up Tom Brady. Come on. You love him. He's there for you.
I mean, is he ready, though? Is he ready? I don't know that he's ready to do that. It might.
That was the best. I don't know.
I mean, look, Drew. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. They are spinning the hell out of this Blaine Gabbert story, man. Bruce Arians swear he loves the dude. He swear he loves him. Loves Blaine Gabbert. I think, and honestly, should something happen to Tom Brady, knock on wood, I honestly think Blaine Gabbert would get the first shot. And weirdly enough, there is tape of Blaine Gabbert out there with that Super Bowl offense because we were beating the Lions so bad last year that they took him out. Blaine Gabbert came in for a drive, led them boys like it was Tom Brady out there slinging TDs.
I mean,
slow.
Nobody's more practiced up than Blaine Gabbert.
True, that's very true. So, but I don't know that Trask will be ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that Trask will be ready. So Blaine get a shot.
Well, you added another running back as well. You get Gio Bernard. The rich get richer.
Yeah,
I wanted him, but hey, whatever.
Yeah. Talk about a story. Talk about, how they're going to splitting up touches or whatever. I'm very curious to see how the ball shakes out. Because, for as much as I like to talk about last year, Drew, we ain't won a championship in 2021. So you got to get back to it, right? So,
and you add Bernard into that. Howard's back.
You add Bernard into that. Howard's back. How is the ball going to get split up is what I'm trying to say. How is the target share going to change? How are the Bucs adapting to year two Tom Brady?
Yeah.
How is it going to get better? Go ahead.
Anybody going to be divas? Anybody going to be upset if their touches drop a little bit?
I really hope not. And if we're betting people, who it's going to be if somebody starts complaining. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest, I don't talk about, circle back to N'Keal Harry. I don't know that there's really a market for Antonio Brown outside of Tampa right now. He's still too close to that situation. You know what I'm saying? Still
too
close
close to that situation.
Chill out
and accept whatever happens?
I hope. I think he will. And he's been nothing but a choir boy since he's been in Tampa. So hopefully that don't change, All
right. Well, I got some questions for you, sir, since you had some questions.
All right, what you got?
For me on my
what
team.
You got?
Is this the best line? We'll start easy and work our way up to the hard questions.
Right.
Try for a second to take your bias away from this. Is this the best linebacking group in the National Football League?
The best linebacking group, and Drew, I think Drew is including the defensive ends, defensive end linebacker. It's interchangeable in this Bucs scheme. So, do I think it's the best? I think the front seven basically. Do I think it's the best front seven? I do. I'm looking at the roster right now. I do, and the only one that I think maybe could rival, maybe. like right now, I'm biased because I'm definitely looking at it. But maybe Washington. You know what I'm saying? Like Washington. Yeah. Who else, Drew? Like who else off the top of your head like has a front seven that's this deep that produces at this rate this much? You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, the only other teams you can think of are, I mean, maybe. You know, like Miami's getting there, but you got to think their secondary has a lot to do with their defense. You know what I mean? And LA is the same way. True. Like their secondary adds a lot to the pressure they get on the quarterback. So I think if you're just talking front seven, those are the two teams.
I think in LA definitely because Aaron Donald makes any line he would be in the category, maybe. But. But like when you bring in seven, LA, I think I don't really know who their linebackers maybe, but their defensive line is it. You know what I'm saying? Like so, and we get to see that clash week 3, and your boy will be in the building. Your boy will be in the building on that one. Let's go. But like it is a good roster, man. It's a good roster. I just want to know, like I was saying earlier. If they have an injury at the quarterback or the cornerback position, I think it could potentially spell trouble for this team. They have to remain relatively healthy. That's the question. Like if you can do what you did last year and stay healthy, then you should be there.
Well, we were talking about your front seven. So my next question is, which cornerback are you hating the most this year? Because you went through each. You took your turns with which one you hated at different times last year. So which one's going to be in your doghouse most of the year?
I feel like, and I'm on good terms with this guy now. But it's going to be Sean Murphy-Bunting, man. Like he's still too close. You know what I'm saying? Because like if he mess up once, he already back in the doghouse. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just
That's
got
what
out.
I was hoping
you know what
for.
I'm saying?
That's what I was hoping.
I'm still looking at him with a side eye, but like he a champion now. You know what I mean? I can't
but when. You know what I mean?
Right. Because Carlton Davis is my dude, man. Carlton Davis is my dude. I really want and you know what? Honestly, it might be Jamel Dean. It might be Jamel Dean because he's been injured. He has shown brilliant flashes, bro. Brilliant flashes of being a lockdown cover corner, but it's not consistent. So at least Sean Murphy-Bunting has given me consistency these last 5-6 games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like at least he's giving me that. So I need Jamel Dean to step it up, bro. You gotta step it up.
All right. Well, I'll get into my last question here because we need to move on to the Saints. Getting into the schedule, which game are you most excited about?
Oh man, I think I actually planned on you asking me this question. Like weirdly enough, even though we hadn't talked, but I think honestly, bro, I think it's gotta be week 3. LA, like the early matchup, and I know a lot of people want to say week 4, New England, whatever have you. It should be a good game, but we would the only time we would actually see New England again is if it was in the Super Bowl, right? So like that's way too far out of the I want to the most exciting game to me is going to be somebody who we could potentially see in the playoffs, and LA is it. They're supposed to be the team. Yeah. They are supposed to be the other team. Give me the LA game, bro. I want to see Matt Stafford. Yeah, I want to see Matt Stafford.
See, mine's week 14. I want to see y'all against Josh Allen and the boys.
Oh, man. And that's like weirdly enough, AFC, NFC, that's still going to have playoff implications on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to have playoff implications. But
all right, let's see it on the fly. What's the win-loss record looking
Tampa.
like?
It's in Tampa. All right, just count them up. We'll do it right here. We'll do it live. Dallas, win. Atlanta, win. LA, at LA, win. New England, loss at New England.
You think you're going to lose to New England?
With that potential offense coming off a big win at LA, having to go at New England Sunday night, I can see a loss. Versus Miami, redemption, win. At Philadelphia, win. Versus Chicago, redemption match. Tom Brady is not losing this game. This game?
This game right
here?
here?
He ain't losing that game. He ain't losing that game. That's a win. New Orleans win. Washington. Oh, it's too many wins. They be due.
I say Washington wins if they play Heineke.
Yeah, and it's coming, but it's coming off a bye though. It's coming off a bye too, so we get a bye week. I'll say loss. No, I'm gonna say win, and then I'll say loss at New York versus New York, because they would be due, and they always lose one that they're not supposed to lose. Yeah, they're gonna lose that game. I say the next week they'll probably lose at Indianapolis, win at Atlanta. Win at Buffalo. Win versus Buffalo. Yeah. I don't know. That was
that
tough.
Brady
that
magic.
Tough. Yeah, I don't know. I think loss at Buffalo. You said Magic, and I just thought Josh Allen. You said Magic, and I just thought Josh Allen. I'll be honest with you. And then win the rest of them. Win versus New Orleans. Win versus Carolina. Win at New York. Win at Carolina.
We're gonna get one of those.
Yeah. So that's what I got. Down. That's what I got. So
how many? Count them up.
What is that? All right. So that's dub.
Is that 13 and 4?
Dub L. I think so. Hold on. What'd I say? Win versus Miami? Win. Yeah. Win. Yeah. 13-4. Okay. Yeah.
I actually gave you 14 and 3.
Oh, wow. So which game do you think that I had us losing do you think we'll actually get?
I think, because I don't remember. I think you'll beat Indianapolis. I think you'll beat the Colts.
Okay. Oh, I was thinking, Drew, you want to know what it was?
To be honest with you, I think you lose to the Bills and to one of the NFC East teams.
Yeah.
And once to the Carolina Panthers.
Okay. That's what I like. The Bucks always lose. It doesn't matter how good they are. They always lose a stupid game. That's why we lost to the fucking Bears last year. So,
yeah. You'll lose one where we're all like, what?
Yeah. Yep. It happens every year.
As long as it's not week 1 to Dallas, I think we'll be okay.
I really want to beat Dallas. I kind of really want to beat Dallas. Send their season into a tailspin right off the bat. You know what I'm saying?
Right off the bat.
Yeah. Who we got?
Right. We got one more team. It's the New Orleans Saints. They went 12 and 4 last year, but something tells me something happened to them in the playoffs.
Yeah. Drew, how you feeling about it, bro? How are you feeling about the Saints?
I don't feel good, and this isn't me just talking trash because I want to, but what was going on in their draft? I feel like they had a game plan.
They definitely had a suspect draft, man, and I mean, people
is Peyton Turner a first-round talent?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we just said it at the same time. Like people, they thought they reached for him. He had his tape looked good. But first round good, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't know for me. But they do return a lot of starters. They lost some key pieces on Dito.
They lost Sanders, right?
Yeah, well, Sanders is out. Man, you say, but like, I mean, I think they lost Hendrickson. Who else left? Sheldon Rankins is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like they lost, and they were having to replace this with players who either haven't really shown as much, a la Marcus Davenport. I mean, they drafted Pete Werner in the second round. Can he step up, be that guy next to DeMario Davis? Marcus Davenport's got to step up, but right now, they got Peyton Turner playing right behind him. And you want to know what's crazy, though, talking about their defense, Drew, is you remember last draft, we were talking about Zach Bond. Well, they already got Pete Werner replacing him. So, like, are you already admitting that Zach Bond is not the guy? You know? At least, and this is what the depth chart says before training camp. Training camp. You know what I'm saying? But they still return. They have C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They have Malcolm Jenkins. Marcus Williams, Marshall, you know what I'm saying? They have pieces, so their defense does have a little bit of leadership. They have to avoid the injury bug, and they just paid Ryan Ramczyk, so the offensive line is fine. To me, Drew, it has seemed, and I'll let you speak on it, bro. It seems people have quieted on the whole Taysom Hill being the starting quarterback thing. So, like, how do you feel about their quarterback situation, though?
That's what everything I'm seeing is. How will Jameis do? How's Jameis going to be at QB? How's blah, blah, blah? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like everyone's pretty much ready to hand it to Jameis Winston and see what he does with it. That doesn't mean that Taysom Hill's not going to be on the field. You know what I mean? So I think it's in the Saints' best interest. Right. If you're going to get both those guys on the field, why not have Jameis be your quarterback? He's in the more traditional sense, and then have Taysom Hill play what I don't know, whatever he plays.
I think, like, in the best case scenario, if Taysom Hill comes on the field, you're completely throwing off the defense, because if Jameis is out there dealing, it could be a problem. It could really be a problem. But
throwing those slants,
you just don't know. I'm actually, like, weirdly enough, I'm kind of intrigued when the Saints aren't playing us to watch their games with Jameis Winston, because I want to know what the problem was. Like, I want to know if his problem, like, because I'm always going to have an interest in him. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
yeah, I mean, that's why I watched Cam in New England. You know what I mean? So
right, exactly. It's just like you want to know if your boy, if it was on you or him. Like, you want to know
the team right for moving
happened.
Like, that's what was the team right for moving on.
Yep, and
that's why Smitty broke my heart. That's why Steve Smith broke my heart in Baltimore.
Damn right, because he had some good years out there in Baltimore, man. You know what I'm saying? And real good years. I think probably solidified him for the Hall of Fame, to be honest with you.
So I think the name of the game in the NFL is weapons, right? So have Winston the quarterback, and he'll be one of his weapons for the offense. Yeah.
I mean, it could definitely happen. And Sean Payton is the mind to get that guy more involved than just at the quarterback position. I just hate his face, man. I just hate his face.
He's still young, too.
I cannot stand that guy.
He's going to be around for a while.
I cannot stand that guy. Like, I don't know.
He's not going anywhere. I've come to terms with
that's the problem. It just makes sense, because he's just one of those Saints that you just are just going to hate for years to come. I mean, we're in the same division, so I feel like you feel like I feel.
Exactly. Well, let's look at the schedule. Yeah. Starting off, they got Green Bay, Carolina, New England.
Right.
Really going to see what the team's got right there.
I mean, that Green Bay game, bro, that is not, like, the schedule makers didn't do them any favors week one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's at least a defense that's getting better.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and, like, if they have Aaron Rodgers, it's a definite dub. And, like, now I'm maybe thinking that they're get another dub, because if Aaron Rodgers ain't going to have them, then I'll be honest, like, then they're getting that dub. If they don't have Aaron Rodgers, they get that dub.
Jordan.
Yeah. Overall, I have the Saints going with that dub. I have them going 11-6. Is that good enough for the playoffs?
Wow.
Probably. Yeah.
I'm hating this year. I'm hating.
Yeah.
Sorry to my Saint fans listening. I got them going 5-12.
Ooh. Wow.
We're about to see real quick.
The disrespect.
What? I don't mean it. No offense. All right. I got them going. I don't know. I looked over the schedule, and I think they lose some games. I think.
Right.
I don't know, man. I think they're geared towards just drama. Not like maybe Winston has a bad game. Do they put in Hill? Maybe he's got a bad game. I don't know. I just don't think they bounce back that quick from losing Drew Brees.
Bro, that's honestly worst case scenario. I think that's definitely worst case scenario, and it could happen. Like, if Winston is the guy that he was throwing 30 picks,
30-30,
a year off after a year off, wow, it could really be bad. I didn't see that. And you want to know what's funny is everybody thought 5-12 was probably coming from me.
Yeah, for sure.
We shocked you. We shocked you. I'm saying.
I love it. So I mean, I got my standings, if things work out my way, I got Tampa Bay, Carolina, Atlanta, and New Orleans in the bottom.
Yeah, so that means I would have Tampa. That means I'd have New Orleans. Damn, I got New Orleans right behind us again. Shit. That means they actually could get one of those games. Then I have the Panthers. And then the Falcons bringing up the rear, man. The Falcons bringing up the rear. Actually, like, I think I would have them tied because I would have had the Falcons going 7-10.
Yeah.
And Panthers going 7-10 as well. So, like, both of them bringing up the rear. But if both of those teams are 7-10, I think that bodes well for the division as a whole, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's going to be a good division no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like
Especially
it.
Kyle Pitts in Atlanta. You know, you got all those young guys at Carolina. You got the Super Bowl defending champs in Tampa Bay, and then you got a lot of new opportunities in New Orleans. It's going to be a good division. I'm excited about it. So I guess that next week means we're going to go after the AFC South.
AFC South. Nashville, baby.
What is that going to? Oh, that's a division. We're talking about NFC South that's on the up and up, but AFC South.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got a lot of questions about Indianapolis, man. I just really want to see what Wentz is going to do. Like, I really want to see what Wentz is going to do.
What are we going to get?
Like, we got to save it for next week. We got to save it for next week. Like, I'm already getting excited about it. Like, already thinking about questions. You know what I mean?
Well, where can they find you?
Where can they find me? At the Kid Suds on Twitter. Of course, at @Nickel_Dom FB on Twitter as well. Bring your questions in. Like, share, subscribe, man. Bring your questions in. We want as many questions as possible. We want to answer them on the show. We want to reach out to you. So that's what you can do. Like and subscribe, man. And get at Drew. Get at me anytime you need to, bro. Drew, where can they find you at, man?
Check out me on Instagram at LaughWithHarrison. Check out all past episodes. Get caught up. Hit that subscribe button. We got a fun, exciting new NFL season ahead of us, and we're going to be right here through all of it.
Can't wait.
Hit us up. Yep. See you next week.